And we're underway here at Lawton Park. Early long ball. Let's hope that's not a sign of things to come. Van Heerwaarden looking to the card after it hit a player who wasn't standing far enough back from the free kick, but instead the game continues. Goulding to Goulding. An early crossover, a long drive, and it's in the back of the net! Can you believe that from Luke Goulding? His first goal for the club in league competition. What a way to open your account. Looked for all money as though that might have been a cross towards the back post, but instead the keeper wrong-footed, just slipping there at the crucial moment, and that ball nestles its way into the top right corner, the upper Benjamins, as they like to call it, and an inventive sort of a volley there from Luke Burgess, but it's broken for Santino. Jans, semi-professional and showing experience beyond his years there, just sort of casually flicking the ball away to buy them some time. He goes into the book for it after the referee took a bit of time to make the decision, but Wayne Wallace, as Brandon Jans himself loses the ball. Edge of the area here, the strike's taken on. Oh, not far away there from Whittlesea Rangers. I think that was the number 10, Baggio Yusuf. Referee's book there. Of course, we can't really afford another yellow card for Callum Goulding. A missed clearance there from Alex Van Heerwaarden eventually gives away the free kick, but as I was saying before that eventuated, can't really afford to have Cal Goulding pick up another yellow. He is currently sitting on 4, and number 5 is of course a one match suspension. Just something maybe suggesting to me that he might find it, but instead it's Ramirez to strike. It's low and hard, and it's in the back of the net. Two goals and 2 phenomenal ones at that in this game so far. Jose Ramirez, Whittlesea Rangers leading scorer. He runs to the bench and hugs it out with one of the substitutes, and a little pre-second half warm-up that they do so famously, particularly when they find themselves behind. Here at Lawton Park, they just like to get out to the centre circle, and he's managed to get them up to 10 points, so that's 8 points in the space of 2 weeks. And you know, while a total of 10 points and sitting in 9th place still isn't that impressive in and of itself, as Burgess is a hacked clearance there, not unsuccessful. Sharuma with the shot, and it's in the back of the net. Out of nowhere, Whittlesea Rangers. I was just about to mention how well they've been mixing it with the big teams in recent times, and almost on cue, and even a little bit before cue, they take the lead against another big team. Bit of a mix-up there from Luke Burgess, and an individual error. For all their woes at the start of the season, Whittlesea have performed very well in recent weeks against balls cleared away only as far as the number 33, and it's 3-1. 3-1 to the visiting Whittlesea Rangers. The number 33, Daniel De Silva, volleying it, or half volleying it home. It looked for all money as though the ball was going to be cleared comfortably out of the Langwarrin defence. Austin, as we speak of substitutions, here is the very substitution that I hinted at. It is David Sturton, who's had a frustrating day at the office trying to accommodate a position that perhaps he's not all too comfortable with coming off the park, and he's replaced by Johnny Cool, who's going to get a chance for what I think is the first time this season to play as a true number 9 up front and lead that line. Bring another counter. This is sent forward for looking for Datillo. Instead it finds Santino. He plays it inside to Datillo. Datillo fires the shot, and it's in the back of the net. 4-1 now. I can scarcely believe it as it comes out of my mouth. 4-1. Santino, a nice little 1-2 there with Sayer. He tries to shift in to open up the angle for a shot. Instead he plays it wide to Datillo, the combination that opened the first goal of the game. It's palmed away, and well, that particular chance happened so fast that I couldn't quite find the words to describe it. A shot taken there by Baggio Yusuf was palmed straight into the middle of the area there, and it looked for all intents and purposes as though Santino there would. Cool brings the ball down, goes around Love. Will he fire the strike into the back of the net? He, off the post there. Looked certainty that it would be 4-2 there to Langwarrin. Twisting and turning, but ultimately not beating anyone as Sharuma nicks the ball off him. Tense moment here. McLaren is at the halfway line with the ball, and he's tried to pass it away, but passes to no one. Luckily, Modafferi won that all-important 50-50 there, and here he is back with the ball again. Will he end up retaining it? He doesn't. It's with De Silva. Langwarrin probably hoping to forget all about the game, so I think home fans who have come out to support the club today waiting for that final whistle, and there it is. A small smattering of cheers from the travelling Whittlesea fans, but overall it's a mood of disappointment and some frustration here at Lawton Park. The home side going down unbelievably. I don't think anyone would have predicted this result before the game. 4-1. A frustrating day at the office, to say the least. Where did it go wrong today against your opposition?
I think ultimately they came here with a clear desire to win the game. And at half-time, you're thinking it's fairly even balanced. We started quite well. We actually played well in key areas of the pitch with the ball. However, you know, they capitalised on a few errors we made at times, and sometimes it's a point of case that desperation, when you do make a mistake, everyone needs to be engaged and recognise that that can be very dangerous. And today they capitalised, and fair play to the away side. They came away with the positive result. We reflect. Today it was not necessarily a must-win, but a game that we felt we could win, and we had enough quality on the pitch to do so. But disappointment, but we must move on.
And you mentioned half-time there. As the sides came out, Langwarrin did a little sort of run-through, a little warm-up before the second half, which is not something that you see too often in football, but is something that Langy have done a couple of times this season. Can you explain the thought process behind that sort of pre-second half warm-up?
Yeah, I think it's more of a mentality thing. It's about getting the team together. It's getting them prepared for the start of the game, because essentially the game does start quickly, and our intention was to start the second half quickly. Ultimately, I thought we controlled the ball well in the attacking half at times, very, very well today. However, we didn't capitalise on those chances. But alluding to your question, it's about the mindset of the players and getting them working and getting their heart rate elevated before they go into the second half.
And outside of a sort of 10-minute span where, you know, the scoreline completely flipped on its head, you did say that there were positives to be taken from the general play outside of those areas. Can you shed some light on what those positives were for you?
Yeah, you've got to be mindful that there aren't many positives coming away from 4-1, so I'm not trying to gloss over the fact that there are positives. We are very disappointed with that game. We certainly are. We are not happy with our overall performance from a result perspective. Positives being that we got through the game with David Sturton playing 55 minutes. We've got a number of new faces joining the football club, which is a positive as well. And everyone remained injury-free going into another busy period where the results will be very positive, and we'll move to very quickly.
And a debut for 19-year-old Brandon Jans today. Were you pleased with his performance despite the scoreline?
Yeah, I was. What I saw was a desire. I saw an attitude to want to compete, and that's all we can really ask for. He'll understand the system as he goes, when to trigger, how to press, and where to recover to, and we'll work on that. So it's always a hard one for a debutant. They're coming into the squad after training twice, and we've actually only done one tactical session as a team whilst he's been here. So my hat goes off to him, his application furthermore, but it's never easy. So I commend the young man for his attitude today.